Oh man,
Ian,
your setup is so much nicer. You got like fucking R2D2 in the background, cool ass geek shit. I got this lame stuff.
well, I've got a little bit of a look. Oh goodness, Mr. Richards. There we go. Scott, let me send you a quick unmute. Hold on a second here, man. Did it go through? Hold on.
Good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Good. How you been?
I've been good. I've been good.
Good.
It's been a few years. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. So Monnie, I've got a little bit of a Lego problem.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And all over here too. Yeah, I've got a serious Lego problem.
Dude, is that the Coliseum in
yes,
Lego?
That is the Coliseum.
It's a Lego Coliseum?
Lego Coliseum. Yeah.
What the fuck, yo?
Came out like the start of this year, right around Christmas, actually. 9,200 pieces. Took me 29 hours over 3 weeks to build.
Damn, dude. It's either that or just, start murdering people, right?
Legos helped me get through COVID, as a matter of fact, actually. Yeah. It helped a lot, actually.
Dude.
So yeah, no, it was a godsend, to say the least. Actually, I started getting right back into Lego coincidentally right before COVID, and they helped me well, somewhat keep me sane. That's a relative term for me anyway. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I'm actually, this whole setup I have here, I'm actually going to start doing some streaming of putting Lego stuff together and whatnot, and just still trying to get the logistics of that worked out, but that's coming very soon for myself. So yeah.
Cool.
It'll be a lot of fun. So
oh, weird. Oh, my cousin's on here too. She
that was your cousin on there? Okay.
Yeah, Roxy. Yeah, Roxy. I think you met Roxy back in the day. She used to come to Chicago to visit every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Tall, thin. She came to the theater a few times. I'm sure you met her.
Probably did, and just with my crappy memory, I just don't remember. Yes.
Yeah, hard to remember.
Yeah.
All good.
Of my group of friends that I hang out with online now, doing these interviews and whatnot, Beth on the chat here is one of our group.
Oh, word.
Yeah, she might get on video later. She can. She's been working at home right now, so I don't know if she'll be able to or not. But
cool.
So yeah. So we'll go ahead and get started. Some of the other members of the group that I'm do these interviews with might be jumping in later. Don't know if they're going to be able to or not. Our group ourselves, we call ourselves Curiosity Without Borders, because there's actually 4 of us now. There's obviously myself, still in Chicago, still in my condo in Wheaton. We've also got Scotty out of the UK. We've got Jessica out of San Diego, so not terribly far from you. And then Aaron out of Queensland, Australia.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we are quite literally Curiosity Without Borders. We're across the entire planet, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
It started off doing interviews with one particular gentleman band by the name of Leo Markali, who is Frog Leap Studios. He's a guy who does metal covers of popular songs. And that's how Beth and I and Scotty and Jessica, that's how we all met initially. And during COVID, Scotty had the idea of, hey, should I reach out to Leo and see if he wants to do a Q&A with his fans? He surprisingly and pleasantly said yes. We did the interview with him, and then we actually did a second one with him. And then we started reaching out to other bands and other personalities and whatnot. And we've talked to many, many people now.
So you had Chrissy.
Yeah, we had one with Chrissy. It was absolutely fantastic. She was an absolute pleasure, of course, to chat with.
The best.
Yeah, it's Chrissy. Enough said. There, obviously, yeah. There's a good chance we might be getting a certain other COD alum in the very near future.
Who could you possibly be speaking of? I know of none.
I don't know if you have any idea who I'm talking about. But that official announcement will be coming soon. We just need to firm up dates. It'll probably be late August sometimes, but that'll be a lot of fun.
Spoiler alert, it's Joe Forgot.
I don't even know what's happened to him, actually.
No one knows. Me and Scott just brought him up the other day. I hope he's good, man. I hope he listens.
Oh, me too, yeah.
Joe, man, reach out, bro. I hope you're good, man.
If you're out there, man, let us know. Cool. But yeah, anybody else or Scott or Ian, if anybody else ever wants to do any kind of interviews like this, whether it's to promote an event you have happening, anything you've got coming out or whatnot, let us know. We're always game to talk to people and whatnot. We simply do these for fun. This has just been a great time. Our intention is always to keep these as lighthearted, as fun as possible, and it's just a good time. So,
nice. I mean, that's all I do, even when it's, like you're serious, you're in the middle of a war. I like to keep it lighthearted and as fun as possible. You know what I mean? It's like look at that, look, shot my arm off. High five.
I got another one. We're fine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all right. Those damn Nazis, they'll get you every time.
Sons of bitches, yes. So anyway, so Monnie, I mean, obviously we've already talked about it. We've known each other for, you realize, coming up on almost 20 years now.
Shut your mouth. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I've already realized I actually known Lisa Dawn already over 20, and yeah, I think she wants to slap me for saying that probably.
Man, dude, we could have adult babies together.
Yeah,
they would be adults. We could have had babies then, and they'd be adults now.
And they could legally drink.
See, why didn't we have kids, Charlie? Why didn't we have kids?
Missed opportunity. What can I say, brother?
I agree.
I think Scott would have been too jealous. That's probably why.
That's probably why. Yeah. Scott was real worried. He was like, "Come on, guys, let me get in on that hug." I'm like, "No."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
So anyway, so Monnie, for those that obviously don't know you as well as Scott and I do, tell everybody about yourself. What's your background? Whatever.
Yeah. Oh man. I gotta be like serious now, or else if I could say anything right now, people would believe it, So
absolutely.
so I'm not gonna abuse this power. All right.
Until I start snickering. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Well, I was born,
but I'm already having beer, so you don't got to worry about that. So
yeah. So I was born the prince of a small nation in Africa.
You're that Nigerian prince I keep getting those emails from.
Hey, you got me.
It makes sense finally. Okay.
No, I'm from Chicagoland. My background is my dad's ethnic background, anyways, is my dad's Persian. He's first generation, came from Iran. My mom's African American. We descend from slaves, and that gets lost some point. And Native Americans as well. There's a lot of Native. There's supposedly a lot of Native blood in my mom's, but I don't really know it. And I was raised in Chicago for a while till I was 12, and then I moved to Iran until I was like 18, and then I moved back and started going to College of DuPage, where we met probably a couple years after I'd started, maybe like a year and a half after I'd started at CUD, because I didn't know what I was doing. I did theater and arts and all this stuff, and then we worked together running a theater company with some other friends. And I was pursuing acting a little bit here and there in the city, and then I decided to be serious about it, and I got serious about it, started doing stuff, produced like my own pilot that went to festivals, won some awards, and I was like, I need to leave Chicago because there's not enough film and TV stuff here, because that's what I wanted to focus on. Moved to LA in 2016, and I've been out here doing my best to make it all happen. And that's, I guess, me in a nutshell. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more. Yeah, help me out, anyone. Oh, my buddy Clayton's here. What up, Clayton? Look at that pretty headshot. Yeah. So I guess that's generally me. Like I'm very I am personally, like, some of my ideals and things that I live by is like I'm a polyamorous, atheist, socialist, humanist, and so I'm anti a lot of things like that are traditional, like religion and like capitalism and whatever, blah blah. And I want to promote more healthy relationships, communication, leadership, and one day the overthrowing of capitalism, and have a more socially focused economy and business structure in our system is like, that's shit that I care about, that I want, and acting and art and filmmaking is what I do. Yeah, I think that's, and love making. Yeah. Ladies. And maybe gentlemen, I don't know, whatever, just hit me up, slide in my DMs, baby. No one's gonna watch this except the people here. So
and Scott's giving you a thumbs up, so there you go.
So yeah, Scott's already in them DMs. He knows what's up. He knows.
So back to your theater days. So for those who didn't really kind of catch it, we're talking about College of DuPage in Glen Ellen, Illinois. Phenomenal theater program, actually worldwide renowned. Connie Kennedy Howard, Amelia Barrett, amongst the many others that are there. Got to give you guys a shout out, of course. The theater program there is phenomenal. So if anyone ever even just casually wants to take a theater course and you're in the Chicago area, College of DuPage, COD for short, hit them up, no question. So you've done several shows there. What were some of your favorites? What were some of the most memorable for you?
Oh man, every COD show is amazing. You know, they're all spectacular. You've done more than I have. Like, you've done so many more than I have, and like front on stage and behind stage. So you, oh God, I feel like this is a question I should ask you. Why don't we both do that? I'll tell you some of my favorites and you tell me some of yours. I loved being in Laramie Project. Was incredible because it was only, I think, maybe the second or third play I think I'd ever done at that point. And it was a smaller cast, very like heavy ensemble piece. Amazing. Getting to work with Brian. Oh my God, Brian Burke is, I mean, these are titans to us now. And we think about them like they're spectacular. Brian Burke, Amelia Barrett, Connie Kennedy Howard, and whoever else came through and around COD was just mind-blowingly good. But like, I feel like we became so tight as a group because we're all basically on stage all the time. If you're not on stage, you're waiting to go right on, and the performance, it was incredible. And that was the first time I get nominated for like, I think the only time I got nominated for ACTF Iron Ryan. And I felt like, oh my God, I think I'm good at this, and I was like, yeah, my dad came and saw that show and he was all like, my dad is not a person that, hefts praise easily or cares at all about really like my acting or my art and stuff. And he was all like, yeah, it was pretty good. Maybe I would see more if it was like this. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, Laramie Project is kind of at the top because of a lot of reasons and stuff. And it led to us going to Irene Ryan and having an amazing time there at the competition, the regional competition and stuff, and whatever. But I feel like there's so many things I could mention. Oh God, one of the most creative things I've still ever done in theater was when we did that Heroic Journeys, that play that we created with Gene. Wait, who's the director? It's Gene Gottlieb. No, what? Oh my God, I can't even remember right now. I'm on Denise. It was Denise Blank, right?
I wasn't on that show, so I don't remember.
I think it was
Denise. I think
it was Denise. It was Denise Blank. Oh God, Denise Blank, incredible. But we created this show from scratch, and it was based on mythologies, and also a great tight-knit crew of actors and behind the scenes people and stagehands, whatever. Everyone was just amazing. We were all hands on deck the whole time, and it was all just about, okay, this is a story. How do we think we want to tell it? Let's create something. Let's make it up. And we were making up everything on the fly, and in conjunction with like the set design and the way that they paint the set and how they, dude, it was so cool. It was such a fun show. Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that we just did at COD that was just kind of so awesome. I don't know. What about you, man? What did you like? What sticks out for you?
For me, it's a couple of milestones. For example, and now this was many years ago. At final count, the number of shows I did at COD over the years was in the, and I'm not even sure my number was right because it was either in the upper 60s or low 70s. But that was also over 12 years, 13 years. Yeah. I will always remember my first show, and that was Pippin. And I'm sure that was before your time being there.
Definitely.
That was something else. I started with follow spot operator for the first half of the show. Then the second half of the show, they didn't need me there, so I went and helped out backstage. I hate follow spot, not a fan. But helping out backstage with quick changes, set changes, getting props, getting actors into the right places, giving cues, that was what hooked me. That was absolutely what hooked me. COD is really great in that they have three very distinct different spaces. You've got the main stage, which is your stereotypical large theater, 800, 850 seats, fly system where things can go in and out, up and down. You've got a wide stage with stage left, stage right, where people can go in and out. So you got tons of room there. You've got theater 2, which is referred to as a thrust stage, where you've got an area of just the theater's right in the corner of the room. You got roughly 200 seats. And then they've got the black box studio. Actually, that's right. They renamed them recently, didn't they? I forgot about that.
Oh, did they? Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think main stage is like the Belushi Theater now or something. I just realized that. Or remember that, I should say. Regardless, but then the third one, the smallest theater is their studio theater, which is a small black box, 70, 80 people tops, probably for an audience size. Very, very intimate space, which is where you did Laramie, you were talking about. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
And you, in a space that small, the audience is right on top of the cast. So you're literally sitting 10 feet away from the action. So you really feel like you're part of the show. I was fortunate enough myself to act in at least one show in every space. Some of my favorites also include A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Did that on main stage, which was a stitch to say the least. I Hate Hamlet.
Oh, yeah.
We did I Hate Hamlet in a repertory with Hamlet. And that was fun as all get out, just because you had so many hidden doors and trick things and whatnot. College of DuPage also has a professional theater troupe there called Buffalo Theater Ensemble, BTE for short. The first show I ever stage managed for them was actually 2 shows in rep, Angels in America Part 1 and Part 2 together. So Angels
oh my
in
God,
America,
dude.
Part 1, Millennium Approaches, and Part 2, Perestroika.
I've heard so many stories about that show and just like how much work went in. I mean, it's Angels in America, you know, like doing even one of them is like a lot, you know. And then you did them both. I heard that like tech like week was like insanity, or was was it like 2 weeks, or you got, it took something, I remember, I don't know, whatever, we don't need to go crazy.
Our Tech Sunday took 2 days.
2 days. That's
our Tech Sunday went into Monday. Yeah, it was phenomenal. But the show is so all over the place, so massively complex. Each show had 200 light cues, 200 sound cues.
Damn.
There was just a lot to do, a lot of set to change.
I think, you know, what needs to be said is, like, we've already said it before, but I think we should reiterate just how amazing College of DuPage's theater program is. Like, it's no joke. Like, everything really that I learned about acting, I learned at College of DuPage Theater. Like, I've learned some skills, a few techniques here and there, but like the foundation and like where I learned how this craft even works, you know, is because of College of DuPage, man. Like, I still to this day will see shows and I'll be like, man, COD would have done this show 10 times. Their student program would be better than a lot of the professional theaters I go see. And I don't think people understand that, you know? Like, so when I say, like, yo, if you're in Chicago, you want to take an acting class, go to College of DuPage. Like, if you want to learn about acting, like, go to College of DuPage. Like, people think I'm crazy. They're like, well, what if I don't, you know, you can take a class at any studio, whatever, but like College of DuPage is next level. Like, when we were competing at ACTF at the regional competition, I remember like the schools that we were competing against weren't like, there was no other public college that had like kids there that was like, you know, some small thing. It was all 4-year schools that had like, you know, master's and bachelor's programs and stuff, you know, that were like, yeah. And it was like, it was crazy to me. I was like, man, I'm dealing with people that are coming from the conservatory at, you know, Northwestern or whatever, like, you know, like, and yeah, whatever. I'm like, this is crazy. It's pretty amazing.
And people used to look at College of DuPage. Oh, you're a community college. You're a 2-year school. You don't even offer a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Oh, no. You have no idea of whom you are dealing with.
Yeah. First off, like, they don't understand how amazing that staff is and amazing the facility is and how hardworking and dedicated. And, you know, and also props to Michael Moon, you know, happy early retirement, Michael Moon, like fucking kicking ass on every set, doing whatever, blah, blah. But, you know, the team, so great. And everybody. Also, the other thing they underestimate is that College of DuPage is rich. It is so rich, yo. So yes, It's a public school 2-year college, but yo, man, they got the funds because of a lot of corruption. But you know, whatever, it's cool. Like, oh man, well,
You
yeah.
can neither confirm nor deny that statement. Yes.
But still,
Monnie, hello, Monnie, are you there? Yeah.
Oh, what's that? If you see any red dots, just let me know, right?
Yeah. Quick duck. Yeah.
Word.
But yeah, no, the program there. I mean, you go to a student production there and see a student show, you wouldn't know that it was a student show. You would think you're seeing a full-blown professional show like you would at Steppenwolf or the Goodman or any other major theater downtown Chicago, New York, doesn't matter.
I remember like I would sometimes go to see like my other friends that after they left COD, they would transfer to another school, and I'd go check out their play at wherever, at like Columbia College or Elmhurst College or whatever, you know? And I would always just be like, why is this so amateur? Like, because like they trained us to that degree. Like we were expected to do great things on that stage, and everyone behind the scenes was like, that's what they did, you know? Like it was just, it was good.
And whether it was somebody like you on stage or somebody like me predominantly behind stage, running the crew, running the sound, running the lights, whatever, they set the bar high for all of us. We met it, and it showed. It absolutely showed in every production of every show all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Very much so.
I would love to, you know, for those that are listening, I would love to one day come back and do a show at BET. I'm just saying, I don't know, whatever. It'd be cool, maybe.
Yeah. But we'll definitely see. No question there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Word.
So with regards to theater then, is there a dream role that you have or have not done? What is your dream role? Like I personally have one myself. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to do it, but what is your dream role?
You know, I used to have dream roles and stuff, but nowadays it's like I kind of tend to more get surprised by roles than anything. Like I find things, you know, like things that I was like, this is going to be lame. I don't want to do this. And then, you know, as I'm going through the process of like, you know, thinking about it and deciding if I'm going to accept it, like I'll find something. I'm like, oh, this will be fun if I can do this. And so like I don't really temper that. There's a few. Okay, I do want to play Othello. Okay, I definitely want to do Othello, you know. I feel like that's always been something I've wanted to do. I used to really want to do Walter Lee from Raisin in the Sun, but I did Raisin in the Sun once, and I played Asa guy, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't need to do Walter Lee. Like I found a lot in it, and it's like I gained the catharsis I wanted from that play. I feel like just by being in it. So it's not like, it's not that crazy for me anymore. I don't know. I don't really have that anymore. Like for me, it's like there's more like I want to be able to do this type of thing, but I don't know what the role is that matches up. And I haven't been reading as many plays as I should be recently, you know. So it's hard for me to find that, you know.
Fair enough.
But I feel like there's definitely it depends if we're talking stage or if we're talking on camera or whatever, but there's definitely things I want to do still. I mean, I feel like I've barely done anything at this point, you know? So there's a lot that I want to do, but nothing very specific for the role, but stuff for acting and performing. Like I want to do stuff where I can be like a lot more physically like aggressive, and I want to do stuff where I can just be a lot more emotionally I guess wild or all over the place, you know? And I want to do things where I am like calculated, like extremely calculated. So this is like a range of things, but like I feel like I haven't been able to do a role in either a full-length play or a film where I've been able to maintain that or you know, something like that, where those things that I just mentioned. But yeah, I don't know. Those are a few things. There's probably a ton more that I'm not thinking of right now.
No, that's cool. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. The first show I ever actually stage managed student-wise was a production of Our Town.
Oh, word, yeah.
So a role I would always like to do one day is I would actually like to perform the role of the stage manager versus just being a stage manager for it.
Yo, I'd cast you in that. Hell yeah.
I'd love that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just still remember the day of the auditions for that. The guy, Jim, who got the role, his memory wasn't stellar, but I remember the day of the auditions, Nick DeFloth was there, and 3 or 4 of the other guys who were just normal, who get a lot of the roles at COD at the time, were there. Specifically, they wanted to audition for that role. And this guy, older gentleman with the white beard, totally looking the part of the aged stage manager, walks up. And he walks up and says, "Yes, I'm here to audition for the stage manager." And the guys were all like, "I'm out of here." With that voice, nope, I got no chance. Nope, it's him. We're already out of here. So,
don't you hate that? That's like
yeah.
When oh man, I feel like I haven't done this recently. Well, I haven't been to a live audition recently, but it used to be sometimes when I would go to auditions and they were type specific. I would walk into a room of like, 20 different versions of me, but they're all like better looking, and I'm just like, oh fuck, why am I even here? You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
Yeah.
It's silly though.
So one thing I'm curious about is it specifically because you're wanting to go into film and TV? Is that why you chose California instead of maybe thinking about like, possibly like New York, for example?
Yes.
Okay.
My final choices were LA or Atlanta. Because that's where more on camera work was happening. And
we've seen a lot of stuff happening in Georgia lately, so that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's really, really hot right now. It might be I think there might be more stuff filming there than LA right now. Maybe it kind of ebbs and flows, depends on what's going on. But yeah, not everything's cast in Atlanta though. So Atlanta's like Chicago, where still a lot of the major roles, the lead roles and stuff, are cast out of LA. Even if you're in the Atlanta market, so yeah, so it just made more sense for me to come out here, and I had more people in LA. I got my my cousins out here, got my aunt and stuff, and I got my friend, we have mutual friends out here, some who may or may not be on this phone. But yeah, so well, I don't know if he's still around, Scott's in here. Oh yeah, yes, all right, but yeah,
he's there, just not video right now.
Cool. Cool. But yeah, so it made my decisions. There he is. All right, I got scared, buddy.
Yeah.
Now that he's here. No, it made my decision pretty easy, especially once I talked to my cousin. I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of doing this, whatever, blah, blah, and I'm going to move out to LA, and I'm trying to figure out where to stay. And she's like, yo, why don't you just come stay here with us? I was like, really? She's like, yeah, I'll talk to my mom real quick. My aunt's like, yeah, you can crash here for a while. So I was like, well, I guess my decision's made, and I don't even have to like find a place to stay right now. All right, cool, I'm game.
That helps a lot right there. Yeah.
Yo, the support, it means everything, when there's people to support you, whatever you want to do, if there's no one to support you, it makes it fucking impossible. Like I could be, the greatest actor in the world, whatever, right? If there's no one that's on my side to say like, give me a pat on the back every now and then and be like, yo, you're good at this, just maybe try this. So I don't know if I would pursue it. Because like it's only so gratifying to me, like I would probably still do it, but not like this. Maybe I would just be acting by myself in a mirror sometimes while, after I get home from my day job or whatever, so that's,
you wouldn't be nearly as jazzed. You wouldn't have nearly the energy to pursue it on a day-by-day basis.
Yes, exactly. I think that and motivation that comes from people that you care about and you respect is like the greatest motivation, I think.
Definitely. No, completely understandable.
Yeah.
So
thanks, fam.
Oh yeah, family is everything, no question.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been obviously doing the research. Obviously, you've been doing quite a bit out in California. So first thing that I wanted to ask about is I saw you've been recently in Search of Plan A and Memory in E Minor.
Yeah. Oh.
So first off, 2 awards, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What was that? Lead actor in a comedy and lead duo in a 2-person play. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so. I think you got that right. I did not write those down, but I believe that sounds right to me.
I did my research.
So I've been working, through quarantine. Since I've been out here, I've been doing my best to network with people, and there's different like reading groups that we go to. And like I have a friend from Chicago that was out here and invited me to come to this reading group. And he did theater and stuff in Chicago, and I met him on the film set, and he's awesome, super talented. And I knew of his wife. I knew she was a playwright, but I didn't really know her. And I know she did theater and stuff in Chicago. They both did theater in Chicago, whatever. But I met them both out here, and like they're the best couple. They're amazing. They're so talented. Everything about them, awesome. And she wrote some plays, and she's been getting a lot of traction, Amy Delagirino. And she wrote those one acts. And we did a play earlier in quarantine for a different theater company that was like a half-hour Zoom play. And these two one acts are also Zoom based. So I don't know if they're still available, because it was for a little theater, what do you call it, festival that it was screening online and stuff. So I don't know if they're still available. But yes, there were like two original one act plays, and they were freaking fun. Like one's more dramatic and one's more comedic. But it's like, oh man. It's hard to explain. I feel like you got to watch them and stuff. I don't want to give anything away too. But anyways, Amy Delagirino is like an incredible writer, an incredible director, just so talented. And like if she asked me to audition for anything of hers, or to be involved with anything of hers, like I'm so in. I get so excited, because like her text, the way she writes is like so real, like I feel like I'm just like, I can just inhabit so much in her stuff. And it just, I don't know, man. I'm just a big fan of her work, and the fact that like I was asked to do that. Like I was like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And I was like, hell yes, I'd be interested in doing this. And then I didn't know that they were doing like an awards thing as part of their one act festival. I was like, oh crap, one of them awards. Look at that. But they're really good. And Amy Benson, who I acted with in not Memory in E minor, the other
Search
one.
Plan A.
Search of Plan A. God, they have these long names, and I'm terrible at remembering titles. I had also worked with her in the previous play, the Zoom play that we did, and she's incredible. It's so fun. And then Memory in E minor was a new actor, younger, who played like a younger version of. It was like me talking to a younger version of myself, Okay. So yeah, and it's just us. They're both like two-personers. They're just really interesting plays, man. Y'all should check them out if they're still available. But yeah,
if there is, I would love to see them myself. I know that.
Yeah.
So now
I think it was Walking Shadow Readers Theater.
Okay.
That's the name of the theater company. But yes, incredible stuff.
Okay. Cool. Well, we're recording this. I can go back and check that out later. Cool.
Right, yeah.
So now I'm curious, is there any kind of, or is this just coincidence? Is there any kind of correlation about the fact that there's Plan A, E minor, that there's a letter in them?
Oh, I don't know.
Is there like a motif going there or something? Like, is her next movie going to be Let's Get Effed Up or something like that? Or
I'm going to ask her, maybe that's a thing. I don't even know. Oh man, that's a good question. Good question. Where's Amy Delagirino when you need her? I'm gonna text her later. I'll find out.
It's one of those pattern things I notice, stuff like that. But it seems like the kind of thing that somebody, normally you do something like that to be subtle, but then like, okay, if you're going for a theme, there you go.
Now I'm questioning myself. Now I'm wondering, did she even write both of those plays? Bro, my memory is shot. I know she wrote at least once of them and directed one of them. Oh, dude.
I hear you on the memory shot part. I write everything down now because I forget everything. Yes.
That's what happens.
Oh yeah, I'll remember all the questions I want to ask him. No, I won't. Write everything down. Put everything down. Yeah.
Oh man, it's because of all those crazy drugs you used to do all the time throughout college, Charlie.
Oh yeah, you know me. I was so nuts back.
We couldn't get you off of it. I was like, stop, enough. What's up with Charlie? Oh, he's on drugs again.
Yeah. But well, the good news is I have finally removed the stick from my ass. I'm much more relaxed than I used to be back then. I mean, I'm right now on beer number 2. So dude, here you go.
I'm so excited that you're. Yeah. Honestly, I remember the first time that I saw you even slightly buzzed. I was like, Charlie's drinking, and because you drank sometimes. And then you drank
rarely, but sometimes, yeah.
Yes, sometimes, right? But you never even got buzzed. You were like, yeah, it just doesn't happen for me. And then you were like, had the most awkward smile on your face. You're like, I think I'm feeling it. I was like, oh shit, this guy.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I'm so big. It takes so much to get a buzz going for me. I was worried this would be like a small step between a really good buzz, alcohol poisoning.
That's the dance we play, okay? You got to take some risks in life.
And I found that line was much further along than I thought it was. So I'm much more relaxed now for sure. So yeah.
Dude, it's badass, man.
Okay, so here's my next question for you.
Let's go.
Who is Punchline?
Oh, who is Punchline? Punchline is a very annoying bad guy villain that is a sort of take on Joker. And Punchline's from my buddy Brandon's the short
EP Creative Studios.
Yeah, Creative Studios, exactly. EP Creative Studios, they made If Superheroes Were Real. And yeah, Punchline's like my take on this awkward, annoying Joker-ish character. But it's if you if you
all rights reserved by DC Comics.
Yeah, right. Totally. Joker-ish. Yeah. So no, but if you watch it, like you'll see that it's not like your traditional superhero take on stuff. It's more like there's superhero scenarios, setups, but like that if superheroes were real, it's like really just about like, well, what would they really be talking about, you know, if something like this went down? And so it's like it devolves into a lot more weird, dry comedic stuff. But yes, there's 2 episodes of that animated series, web series that Punchline is in, and you know, involves some. If you're familiar with Joker, like you'll understand, there's like a Harley Quinn type character that is, you know, his partner, and they have like a weird relationship, and then the superhero gets caught. It's like, it's funny and awkward is what it is more than anything. But I would encourage you to check it out. With all the flood of superhero stuff, I like a nice, new, interesting take.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the show isn't boring, but it's like if superheroes were like real, they'd be a little lamer, you know. Like so that's like what it is. I think that's my take on it. But yes, he's like a Jokerish character. He's a little he's got a few wires crossed, but he doesn't play up that he's crazy. Like my take on him is like he's just trying to be reasonable. He's just trying to do the best he can, you know, like, but he is Joker, but he doesn't play up that he's Joker. He just thinks he's a normal dude trying his best, you know? So it's a little weirder. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think if you watch it, it'll make a little bit of sense.
No, it definitely, well, it makes sense to me because I've watched several of them because I was like, what is this? Oh, that's pretty damn funny, actually. I enjoyed them, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. When I read the scripts, I was like, dude, what are you doing, man? This is so funny. It's just so weird. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go.
No, it was creative as hell. It's just very, very a different take, very fun take. It's kind of like what you would have like for a normal superhero, and then you kind of like put a little bit of a top spin on it.
Yeah. And like I like how the animation style is like so simple. It's not like crazy over the top like or anything or like ridiculous graphics. It's like it's almost like Adult Swimish, you know, but like more. I don't even know how to explain it. Like you should check it out. It's worth seeing. You folks out there.
On the topic of really nice animation coming out, have you seen the trailer for that new He-Man coming out?
Yes, the Kevin Smith He-Man, dude.
Does that look freaking amazing?
It looks amazing. I was like a little kid when I saw that trailer. I was like,
you got freaking Bear McCreary doing the music for it too.
Oh damn, really? I didn't even know that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I just knew Kevin Smith was involved, and I was like, yo, I'm in. But that trailer is spectacular.
I don't know how much Kevin Smith is actually involved in it. I just know he's been reviewing the heck out of it.
I thought he was EP or maybe showrunner or
he could be that. I don't know. I just know he's been reviewing the heck out of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got freaking Mark Hamill voicing Skeletor, for crying out loud.
I mean, that's the thing I'm most excited about. Come on, what are we talking about here? All right.
Oh, there's just so much in that just looks so good.
Yeah, dude.
It looks like Orko's a pretty badass too, actually.
Yeah, right. That's cool.
Oh, about time they gave Orko some power. That's good for me. I like that.
Let's see what happens. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I like how like they made a differentiation between the physical appearance of Adam versus He-Man. Because in like the old cartoons, they looked like the same. Like they just changed outfits. But he was buff and jacked like a freaking, you know, like Conan and shit, like a barbarian the whole time. And I was like, who's not gonna believe that this guy can't do stuff? You know, like that's.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, as a kid, that always bugged me a little bit, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, Adam Jack is fuck, well, he can't do any of this. They always make him look like a klutz, and I was like, I don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Yep. Yeah. And on a side note for that exact thing, along those exact same lines too, for those of you who don't know, Monnie is also a very talented artist himself in his own right too. You mentioned you haven't been able to do much of it lately, but I've seen many pieces of Monnie's art over the years. He's done cartoons or comics. He's done phenomenal drawings. I still, to this day, I have the picture somewhere. I got to dig it up. I may actually print out a copy of it too. We were in a rehearsal one time in a classroom because that was the only space we had available. And we were between scenes and you were bored. You grabbed a blue dry erase marker and did about a 3-foot tall drawing of Bishop on the whiteboard, just completely just bam, just rattled it out in maybe 15 minutes. Just, I'm bored. Boom.
Dude.
And I took a picture of it. I have it somewhere. I got to find that.
Yo, if you have it, like, I'd love to see it. I don't even remember. That's why. Yep. Well, you know, back in college and stuff, I was still taking like art classes, and you know, we were doing like little indie comics of our own. So I was drawing a lot at that time, I feel like. And so I remember, I distinctly remember being like backstage and inking, you know, like during like rehearsals and during performances and stuff, because we had downtime and I was like, I need to finish these boards, you know? So yeah, there was a while where like I was drawing so much, and good times, man. College is fun for that stuff.
You're damn talented at it, man. No question.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you saying that. You know, and it's something I love doing, and I miss doing it more, but you know what I need to do is I need to create a setup for myself. I don't have a drafting table anymore. Like I don't have like an area. Like I have my art stuff kind of put away, and that's not conducive to creating. But I dabble on my iPad, and I've been messing around on some stuff for a while too. Maybe I'll post something soon, you know. So,
there you go. Yeah. But having the hours in the day, believe me, that's easily something I can relate to. No question.
I still have some ideas for comics that I want to make, and nowadays looking at how comic book IP gets picked up so easily, like I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't, pursue the whole comic endeavor. But you never know. It's never too late, maybe one day when I'm like 50, I'll be like, hey, it's time to jump back into. That's not even that far. That's 12 years away, bro.
That's a drop in the bucket. No, that's forever. You're way away from that. So yeah.
Oh God, we'll see.
Yeah.
I used to say, like, maybe originally the first thing that I really wanted to do when I came back to the States, before I like fell into acting or any of that stuff, like I thought that I wanted to be a fashion designer, and that's what I originally wanted to do at college. And I started to try to find those classes, but they just never worked with my work schedule and stuff. And then I decided, I was like, you know what? After I started doing theater and other art stuff, I was like, maybe one day when I retire, I'll become a fashion designer, So maybe that's a retirement goal. You never know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay, so you've also been doing a lot of independent movies from what I've seen. And I apologize if independent movie is the wrong term I'm using. Please feel free to correct me as I'm kind of mentioning a couple of these here. I saw on your personal website, you've got a trailer for When Icarus Fell.
Yeah.
After seeing the trailer for that, I really couldn't discern like the overall storyline. What can or can't you say about that?
So When Icarus Fell, it is like an ensemble film. There's a bunch of different intertwining stories that they interconnect. And then, like there's different characters that are trying to achieve different things, and they're connected through sort of like a tragedy or different chains of events. And like, really what it is like, it is a take on some of the struggles that we deal with in American society. And how we're all interconnected. So that's like a generalized version of it. But like you have I play like a head of what do you call it? A construction firm that we do like all kinds of jobs and stuff. And like we're putting together a bid for these windmills on this plot of land. And some things happen where I cut some corners, and then that leads to some other things. And then the reason why I cut corners is because of something else that happened. And then, so there's a lot of this kind of stuff that's happening. And then,
a domino effect, basically.
Yes, there's a domino effect. And like, so there's there's politicians involved, and there's a guy that's trying to, doing whatever he can to get into a political office. And then there's me trying to work with that guy. And then, there's a person that owns the farm, and then, her kid, and all this stuff. So it's a dope film, actually. And we shot this back when I was still living in Chicago. And it was like the biggest indie film that I did at the time, and it was like my biggest feature indie lead role, like lead in an ensemble is different than lead in like a non-ensemble piece. But yeah, it was I'm main build in that one, so it's cool. But it's available. You can watch it. It's on Amazon Prime, I think, still. Probably some other stuff. I think you can watch it for free. I don't quote me on that. I haven't checked it in a while, but when Icarus fell, for a while you had to like rent it, but then it went to Prime and I thought it was free. But I
will definitely be checking that, so no question.
There's some great acting in it, and the director that we worked with on that was probably hard to say like who was like the best film director I worked with, but definitely one of my favorites. Incredible. I've never worked with a director that just made me feel like so empowered on set. Like whenever he would give like a note, it was never a note. It was like, hey man, let's try this, let's play this, whatever, blah blah. And he would always like make me think of something. I'm like, I didn't even consider, like, and that experience was just, it was really incredible. So much about that. But I do really like that film. I mean, obviously all films have their flaws, it's not a perfect film, but like, I don't know, man, I kind of like a lot about that film. And it's one of the few performances of myself that I watched and I'm just like, you know what, I don't need to cringe much, so that's cool. Yeah.
That explains why the opening shot of the trailer then is a shot of that turbine. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay.
Yeah, it was originally like the working title back in the day was like Wind, and then it was called Icarus, and then like, once it was picked up for like distribution and stuff, they're like, well, when Icarus fell. I was like, all right, cool. I don't care.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah.
Cool. So now what about Lifelines?
Oh, Lifelines is okay. Lifelines is kind of like my baby. All right. So
I thought it was, yes.
Yeah. Lifelines is a project that I co-produced, co-directed, and starred in. And it was written by my buddy Nikola Jajic, who is like the greatest writer that I've ever worked with. He's also an amazing and hilariously talented dude. Sorry, Ian Mark, second favorite. All right, but
there you
go. But Nick is just spectacular. And we had originally he also used to write comics, and so we were trying to figure out a comic book concept to work on, and he came to me with the script that eventually became Lifelines. And I was like, yo, this is so cool, and I think it would just work even better as a TV series. And this was, I didn't know how to make it into a TV series or anything, but like I knew some people that could produce stuff, and so we hit up but you know Craig Deering and Alan Murphy, Smurfy's little brother?
I don't. I've heard the name, but I don't know him personally.
Word, yeah. Well, I'd worked with them for a while, and they had their YouTube show, and they were producing stuff all the time, all kinds of content. And like, I just really enjoyed them. And they were like obviously, whenever I want to work with someone, whenever I thought of who I wanted to produce shit, I thought of them first. And so I sent them the script. I was like, hey man, what do you guys think of this? And they loved it, and they're like, let's make this. We can shoot a pilot. We have friends that want to work with us, and I think this is a great script. It's a great opportunity. I was like, well, fuck, let's do it. And so we pulled some favors. We got some shit done. We had like great camera. We had a full crew. We scheduled everything. We put a lot of work into that. Now that I think about it, because we had a bunch of meetings, and I had put together the whole. I analyzed and I thumbnailed and storyboarded out like the whole thing, and work with the different people to get the different locations, and then casting and blah blah. And then we made this thing, we edited, and then we sent it out to festivals because we didn't know what to do at that point. We tried to send it out to our friends and family, and went to some festivals, won some awards, met some people, great connections, and it's still around. It's not. There was some talks about distributing the pilot as is, and that wasn't what we wanted. So it's still kind of just sitting in the back burner right now, and we want to do more with it, but I don't know. I don't know yet what's going to happen with it. Like, it would be great if we could just shoot like a full season, you know, and just put it up anywhere. I don't even care. But that's just, you know, it's not very feasible right now, and like we'd have to do a lot to raise funds for it. But man, oh man, it's so fun. Lifelines is basically a story about a guy who is a paramedic in Chicago, and he's dealing with issues with, he has a father that is punch drunk, has a little bit of dementia. The rest of his family's a little estranged, and his relationships are a little lagging. And this supernatural event starts happening to him where he starts disappearing and reappearing and seeing different parts of his timeline, of his lifeline. So he sees himself as a child. He sees like, and he goes back and he sees like, oh, his mother before she died, and she talks to him and she knows who he is, and she somehow knows what's going on. And, you know, like there's all these weird things that are, and he can't explain it. He sees duplicate versions of himself, alternate versions of himself. And like, so it's a lot of questioning about like, what is real, right? First of all, it's more like what's happening to him. What are these things? And what the show really does, it's evaluating the choices and changes that we make in life. Like, what are the impacts of those? What would it be if I did this instead of that? And then you see like the alternate version of that. And it would have gone deeper into all that stuff, but the pilot is just setting up a lot of the characters and a lot of the world and like how this stuff works. So that's kind of what it is. It's a cool ass sci-fi thing that, I don't know, it's super fun.
That sounds interesting. Kind of like his own personal what if, so to speak.
That's kind of what it is. Yeah. So
nice.
like there is there's building to a thing that eventually happens, and there's like an event that he's supposed to do something or whatever, and he has to learn about stuff. But you know, like as to why it's all happening and what it all means and stuff, it's like it really doesn't matter, because the idea is just that like, hey man, sorry, let me close it. The idea is that fuck, that's not going to stay closed.
Go ahead, take care of it. It's fine.
Yes, you live one life, right? You get to make the decisions that you make, and then you have to live with the consequences, you know.
Yeah.
And this was exploring like, well, what if you could change things, and then would that even be better, you know? So
right.
That was the idea behind the series, wrapped in a sci-fi dramedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember you talking about that in the past, and just remember how excited you were about it. I just always kind of wondered what happened for it. So
yeah, I mean, you know, it kind of went as far as it could go. I think like we actually ended up getting in some rooms, you know, with it, and we spoke to some execs, and some people liked it. But sci-fi is tough because if there's no IP behind it, you know, you need IP at this point, because you need some kind of recognizable intellectual property, because people don't care. You know, right. It could be the most interesting news. Like if Game of Thrones wasn't called Game of Thrones, you know, like no one would be as interested, you know, like people would watch it, sure, eventually, right? But Game of Thrones being like this, you know, the Song of Ice and Fire series being what it is, you know, it has an audience of its own. So like I'm trying to come in with like, yo, this is my version of some Chicago street, like more interesting quantum leap shit, right? But sort of whatever. But
well, interesting comparison. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it's we used to, at the time we were saying it's like Quantum Leap meets there was some paramedic show, not Chicago, not the Chicago one that's playing in Chicago now, but there was a comedic one that was on USA or something that was really
Sirens.
Funny. Sirens, yes,
I get it. I freaking loved Sirens. Oh, I was so mad when that got canceled.
Yeah,
yes,
right. Sirens is hilarious.
I totally see that. Yes.
Yeah. We were like, it's Sirens meets Quantum Leap, and so that's what we were saying. Anyways, but yeah, that was Lifelines. I've been posting little clips of it, and I'll probably post some more little clips here and there. Man, I don't know what to do with it at this point. Like, I feel like maybe I should just drop it, like just drop the whole thing on YouTube or something eventually, and just be like, hey man, y'all want to watch this, you can watch it. I don't know what else to do with it, but you know, maybe that's a good move.
You want to do a dedicated Q&A with you and the crew and the cast? Let me know.
Oh, that would be dope.
In a
That's a good
heartbeat,
idea.
no question.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, dude, that would be so fun. And they're
absolutely.
such good, cool people. I think that would be fun.
Yeah,
Word.
'cause I remember you've told me so many little bits about it over the last couple of years that I would love to see it personally.
I'll just send you a goddamn link. How come I haven't sent that to you yet? What's wrong with me?
I didn't want to ask that. I didn't want to abuse the friendship and ask something like that. But
Are you get out of here?
it's the way I am. You know that, Monty. Come on. So,
oh man, that would be the least abusive thing to our friendship. Okay, if I sent you the link and you're like, I ain't watching your bullshit, then it would be abusive to our friendship.
Yeah, then I'd be a dick. I'm not going to do that to you though. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
I still would just laugh. I'd be like, yeah, he's probably right. Yeah, Charlie. You know,
I the concept alone, I freaking love it. I know I would. So I saw kind of a darker movie. It looks like you did. I think it's called Stranger.
Oh yeah, Stranger. Stranger's a fun little short film that we did, and damn, it used to be the complete film was online. I don't know if it still is.
All right.
But it was for like a film competition. I can't remember what it was for. Road has a My Road something. They make microphones. And they do a little film competition, and someone was like, hey, my friend's doing some stuff, and is a filmmaker that I work with. He's like, hey, my friend's doing some stuff. I'd never met his friend. I was like, all right, let me read from him. Let me see what it is. And I got the script. I was like, this is kind of fun. And I was like, I met with them. I was like, these people seem like they want to do some interesting stuff. And it's a very moody piece, but it's a fun, like weird psychological sort of Twilight Zone-ish short film.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's just like one little event, like guy goes to pick up like the keys to go to his Airbnb after work, after a long day. He's out of town in a rental car or whatever, right? He gets to the place and like things are just weird, and like weird stuff happens, and then it's like a weird, I don't want to ruin it. It's such a short film, like whatever he wants to decide to do with it, it's like, it's really interesting. It's fun. It's a fun little short, and like it's very little actual dialogue. It's just like, it's moody, and I'm
sounds like it would be.
Yeah.
Since he's here, I'm actually going to ask Scott if you're still around. I want to get your input here too, because my understanding is you were also involved in the next one I'm going to ask about here, Mia.
Yes, yeah, that's it's our new project. We're actually finished shooting next week, and
so you guys aren't even done with it yet.
No, we took a big break because of COVID, because it's not worth anyone getting sick over
understood,
dirty jokes.
So now, from what I quick read, I got I was hoping one of my group, Scotty, was actually going to be able to jump on the call today. She's been having some family stuff, so she didn't know if she'd be able to make it today or not. She's a massive horror fan, and my understanding is it's kind of a horror comedy thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So
yeah, very perverse. Well, not too perverse, but filled.
Well, you're involved. The
seedy parts of Los Angeles. Monnie is the lead villain.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So next week we finish it all up, and it's going to be a very long next week, but a fun next week.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I'm going to get to do some cult shit.
Interesting.
So, Monnie, would you like to talk about your character, what you're going to be doing?
Well, I feel like there's only so oh god, there's only so much I feel like I can say. So I play this guy named Vlad, and Vlad is bad. But he's like an amateur filmmaker in a way, and he becomes a cult leader, and then starts harassing the lead from beyond the grave, sort of. But it's dude, this movie's really good. Okay. like I being in the film, like reading the script, like the first time at the read through, I was like, oh, this is exciting. Because it's a little bit of a schlocky horror film, but like every time that there was like little twists and little things that would happen that you don't expect, and you're just like, okay, we're here now. We're here. This is what happens now. All right, okay, this is what's going on. So like, there's a lot of surprise in it. So it's definitely what happened to Scott. We lost him.
Scott dropped.
Oh, he's like,
looks like he's having connection problems. He's dropped a couple times here. Okay,
I
there
think
he is.
he just hates me. And
hold on, let me set you the unmute again, Scott.
Sorry about that. I had technical difficulties, but I'm back with everybody.
Cool.
Yeah, no worries.
But we also did a film together that just got released as part of that anthology, Scott.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Future Fear, which is right now available on Fandango as a rental. And August 8th, it comes out in stores and on like Google Play and Amazon. But yeah, it's Monnie is trying to pick up a prostitute in a spider-infested environment, and unfortunately, I wasn't as well. No, I think we both got killed. We kind of left that open.
Yeah.
No spoilers or anything, but it's a horror anthology movie.
We die.
Your door is left open, so maybe you don't.
Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. No. Maybe I make.
But it's called Future Fear. Our segment was called Spiders of Doom. Mm-hmm. So if you want to go to Fandango, you could rent it, but it will actually come out in more mediums in August.
Yeah, and it's the same. Most of the same crew for Mia.
Oh yeah.
That was on Spiders of Doom.
Yeah, just like all you guys, we always like to bring back the same people we love. So it's just more of a pleasure.
It's more that they can't make any other friends, and no one likes them but us. So we'll tolerate them. But yeah.
That's exactly it. Correct.
I saw from the pictures you're also pulling in one of our other friends, Nick Bender. Did I see that correctly?
Oh yeah, he's in it. He's the nice guy Hunter who's very, he's very like boy next door look. So we just exploited that.
Oh man, it's awesome.
He's like the innocent John Hughes part of the movie, the only innocent part of the movie.
Oh man, I can't wait for people to see this movie, man. Like Mia is fun, dude. It's a ride.
Oh, what's great is my co-director Steven Sprinkles. He's a very big visual effects guy. So some of the things we're seeing we're not worthy of. It's just it looks like a real movie. I'm not used to this.
I mean, the work that he does is just mind blowing. He did all of the visual effects, and he did all the visual effects for Spiders of Doom, right? And it looks like a big budget visual effects studio put it together. He did visual effects for the short that the Transient Formers, which I'm still editing. But and it's insane. Oh my god, dude! Once Transient Formers is out, I feel like people that know me and love me will change their minds. Okay, they will decide to not know me and or love me ever again. But Transient Formers is transient. So we used to have my buddy Derek out here. We used to have like a film group. We'd meet once a week on Sundays.
And Derek is in Mia as well. We film that next week, so he'll be new to the scene.
Hell yeah. And Scott would sometimes show up to the meetings, and then he started coming more consistently. And like whenever Scott showed up to our like film group meetings, it was like, all right, we're gonna get some good ideas. It's gonna be something. I don't know what Scott's gonna say, but it's gonna be gold.
Thank you.
And he one day. He like comes in. It was late. He came in late, and he sat down. We were already in discussion for something, and like literally, he had like one moment to say something. He's like, "All right, guys, Transient Formers," and no one knew what the fuck it meant. No one cared. Literally, immediately, we're like, "All right, whatever that is, we're making that." Transient Formers, that's that pun. I'm making this movie. I don't care. He didn't have a script. He didn't have nothing written out. He's like, all right, cool. He wrote something up that was amazing. Like, and then we shot this, and it's just there's been some difficulties in like post and stuff that like, but it's almost done. It's almost done. Ugh, I can't wait. And it's absurd. It is a play on Transformers, but that is
almost robots.
That's it's imagine if Transformers were transients, and you still will have no idea what is going on. Dude, this Transient Former is like it's unfinished, but it's still one of my favorite things I've ever done. Like I can't wait. I just have, it's really on me to finish it, and I've been dragging ass because of other projects, but yeah.
The fact that
it was a very fun
Scott's head
day filming, so I was very grateful and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The fact that it came from your head, Scott, I already can't wait to see it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I miss working with that.
Yeah, get on Monnie, have him out with that.
I know, God, I'll get it
But
done.
make the best one you can.
I'm just gonna do a lot of blow, and I'll finish it tonight. It's Hollywood, baby. Woo!
Yeah, you can just go down the street and find somebody that's selling it. Yeah.
Oh man, Jesus, dude, that film group though, like when we were cranking, we were putting out, we were recording every other week. So we would meet every week for the film group, like every Tuesday night. We would record every other Sunday, and so we were putting out content like regularly for a good like year almost, I think. And then it kind of,
I feel since the world is now starting to open back up, we'll get more consistent with that, but we're, slowly dipping our feet into the water again.
Yeah, would be nice. It's always nice to just have a crew to just make shit with, man. Ugh.
It's all coming back.
That's why I do improv with Ian, baby. What?
Well, what a coincidence. That was the next question, as a matter of fact. So Ian, I'll go ahead and send you an unmute here. Tell me about pasta donuts.
Oh.
Did you call it pasta donuts? Is that what he said?
I didn't add a T in there. It may have just come across that way.
He said
yeah.
pasta.
Oh,
he said because he's not from LA. He doesn't know what the fuck Pasadena is.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's from Chicago, player.
He's from Chicago. All right. Yeah. I mean, well, we used to meet in Pasadena, and that's where the name came from. Just stupid alliteration, Pasadonuts. But Monnie is actually the OG Pasadonut. It was me, him, and this woman, Emmy, who has long since departed.
Emmy. Well, she's not dead.
She's still alive.
I think she's still alive.
Yeah.
She's departed from the acting world completely, I think. Yeah.
Yes, she's now fighting the communist threat. I'm not sure what the communists are threatening, but she's fighting it. And yeah, we started as like a practice group, and then we started live streaming shows. And before the pandemic, we were performing around at local theaters. And we've actually just converted like my whole living room into a green screen setup for our multicam shows.
Wow.
And Monnie, I hope you'll be attending rehearsal tomorrow, because
that's the plan.
Awesome. The multicam is finally running smoothly. We got it all going. It's elevated our craft. Now we just have to be funny.
Well, that's not going to happen. But at least we got a nice setup. It'll look pretty.
It'll look pretty.
Just like Hollywood movies. They're not funny, but they're pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be brilliantly funny. I remember when you first got involved with them, I used to watch some of your stuff on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
cool.
I did back in the day, yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Somebody's watching.
I mean, that's cool, because Charlie was part of like our improv troupe back in the day. So like the fact that he even took time to watch and was like, yeah, like that's.
No,
that's
I still love improv. I don't get to see it nearly as much as I want to.
Yeah.
Still absolutely love it. So yeah.
Well, if you move to LA, you can come with Monnie and do some improv with us.
I won't be moving to LA, but if I swing by, I'll see what I can do to at least visit. That's for sure.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will be
once you get here, you can never leave. Those are the rules.
It's true.
I will actually be in San Diego in October.
Oh, dude, I'll come down.
Well, if things,
you stay in LA, make him come up so he does.
Come up to LA. What are you doing, man? We gotta come to improv.
Yeah. If things go according to plan, I'll be out there long enough that I can actually swing up to LA for a couple of days. I'm going to try to, at least.
What's up, Scott?
Yay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Hold on.
Were you raising your hand?
Yeah, he dropped again. That's why I'm unmuting him again.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're going down to San Diego, then the three of us need to go to Tijuana, which is right over.
Yes.
Throwing it out there, Charlie.
Dude, if we, all right, I'm calling it, yo. If you come out here, Charlie, we're dragging your ass to Tijuana. We're doing this.
I'm definitely coming out there.
Then we're definitely going to Tijuana. I still haven't gone, dude. I want to go. Let's go.
My friend Jessica of our group, she's getting married in October, so I'm coming out for her wedding.
Cool. We'll make sure that you make it to the wedding. You might be drunk and completely dirty and stuff, and whatever. But whatever.
Perfectly acceptable.
Tijuana, baby. It's a story. You lose a wallet, you lose a limb, whatever.
As long as it's my left arm, I need my right arm. I'm a righty, so yeah.
Listen, man, we'll worry about it later. It'll sort itself
I can always
out.
get some cyborg parts, I suppose.
Boom. See?
It is for
I
2020.
am in IT after all, so that would work.
See? So who doesn't love doing improv? Come on, here we are right now. What's
Can I get a word?
Go ahead.
So, the other thing I wanted to ask you about is, and I've seen this posted a little bit. I'm not terribly clear on what exactly it is. So, what is Unwanted?
Oh, I guess I haven't
The
posted
story
enough
of Monnie's love life.
Yes, it's true. I am
Not
an
from the stories,
unwanted.
not from the stories back in the Chicago days. No, he was never unwanted around here.
It's true in LA too, unfortunately.
Oh,
That's
no.
why I can make the joke.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Unwanted is a podcast starring Billy Magnuson and who would have known College of DuPage alumni Lamorne Morris. It's a dope ass podcast, and it was for a time the number one podcast in America, number one new podcast in America.
Okay.
So, but it's an action adventure comedy podcast that like these two like nitwits who are Billy Magnuson and Lamorne Morris, who are best friends. They get somehow caught up in this weird mob adventure scam thing, and they have to, go through a whole bunch of stuff. And I play I play a security guard in one of the episodes, and I have a lot of fun dying. I'll just say that much. It's not necessarily a spoiler, but like it's pretty fun.
Did you do like a Paul Rubens Buffy kind of dying scene?
I mean, we did a lot of takes, so I can't remember. I can't even remember which take they used on the episode because it's been so long since the episode came out and I listened. But I think they just used like a simple dying, but like I gave them a lot of dying stuff. It was pretty fun, and it was like nice working on like that was one of the bigger, quote unquote, bigger budget podcasts that I've done. I've done like 3 or 4, maybe 5. I don't know, a bunch of scripted podcasts, recently. And and that one was dope. Like, dude, they have a great podcast setup now. And that company, Q Code Media, that produced or whatever Unwanted, they do amazing work. They do great podcasts with really amazing talent. And like a lot of this is like kind of their fun action story, but they have a lot of stuff that's like really hard hitting and emotional and like, oof. Podcast, man. Podcast is like the place to be now. Like, yeah, I don't know. I did a podcast called Wednesday Morning, and it came out just before Election Day. And it was about the day after the election, what would happen if Trump won. And it was with Kelly McCreary, who's on that Shonda Rhimes show, one of the Shonda Rhimes shows I can't remember the name of right now. And it's got Coleman Domingo, who's amazing actor. He was in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He's in Euphoria on HBO. He's in like so many things, dude. And I was just like, I couldn't believe that I was in this like weird, in this podcast with all these amazing talents. And we ended up having an interview with Soledad O'Brien. Just like a Zoom interview. It was the middle of quarantine, it was because it was, around the election and stuff. And because of all these stars that were involved, and Pete Chapman, who is the director of it, and he does a lot of directing for TV and stuff, and he has his own podcast. He produces a lot of stuff. But yeah, they just had like a lot of notoriety, and then I was all of a sudden in a Zoom interview with like, the rest of this amazing cast and freaking Soledad O'Brien. I'm just like, what is happening, man? But podcasting, it's the wave of the future.
It does certainly seem that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd call what we're doing here podcasting or not. I wouldn't, but whatever.
I mean, right now it's technically just Zooming,
Yeah.
But later, if you post it on a podcatcher, then it is podcasting.
Well, once we download it and slight edit, just like a trailer in, trailer out, we'll and throw this on YouTube. That's about the extent of our editing to this stuff. But yeah.
Word. Can we just, going back to COD, I just want to take a quick second to give a tribute to my favorite actor ever, Michael Fatigato. I don't know.
Michael
I don't know if
F.
that
Oh,
matters. I just want to say, Michael Fatigato, you're probably not listening to this because, he don't really do a lot of the medias and stuff, but I love you and you're amazing. And why the fuck aren't you acting in more shit? Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. I love that man so much. I'll text him later.
You pissed off Scott. He dropped again.
No, I knew it. He's like, I thought I was his favorite actor from COD. Oh man, that was totally right. So you can edit that out, actually. So speaking of,
I'll save that for the outtake reel. Yeah.
Oh, and to Lisa Dawn. Lisa Dawn, my favorite actress. Just you're the best. Word. I love Lisa. Everyone loves Lisa. How awesome!
Oh God, yes.
Is Lisa?
Yeah. Anyone who doesn't love Lisa should be shot.
Do you get to hang with her? You see her ever?
Well, I mean, not due to COVID, but I mean, once things open up a little bit more, I'm hoping to see her again soon. Yes.
And
yeah, she is only friggin' 10 minutes away from my house, basically. So yeah, I hope to see her again soon.
So cool. Great people.
Yeah. But yeah, no, still chat with people and whatnot. Ironically, while this interview was going, I had Jen Riddle message me on Facebook.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Jen Riddle, also incredible actress. Oh man, what a fun person. Jen Riddle.
Yeah.
I would sometimes run into Jen Riddle and when I was living in the city, I'd run into her at some random bars in Uptown. And like whenever I would run into Jen Riddle randomly, I was like, oh man, this night is taking a turn. She's just she is an energy all her own. Oh my God.
Oh, no question.
Oh my God, what an experience Jen Riddle is. I love Jen Riddle, but wow, she is a unique individual. Holy shit, dude. Let's party with Jen Riddle.
Dearly.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, we could spend another hour just reminiscing about COD people
COD
and whatnot.
stuff.
So
oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
If anyone has
any other if anyone has any other questions they'd like to ask Monnie, feel free to throw them into the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll send the unmute to everyone now. So if anyone would like to unmute themselves and ask Monnie or Ian or Scott any questions, please feel free at this time.
Word.
If not, that's perfectly fine too.
Yeah, we can just chat about stupid stuff, or we can end or whatever you want.
We'll wrap up the official Q&A pretty soon here, and then just hang out for it as long as anyone would like to hang out.
Cool.
I've got no plans or anything tonight, so yeah.
I mean, I'm in no rush today.
And it's only 2:00 in the afternoon for you, so it's still early for you anyway.
Oh
so,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Dude.
Monnie, how do you like the LA weather?
I honestly like the concept. Those words together is like an oxymoron. LA weather. It's not a thing. Okay. I feel like I've only had weather like maybe 3 times because LA is mostly just like sunny.
I agree.
It's nice. It's nice. It's just nice. It's just nice. But like, I feel like a few weeks ago we had some like cold, and then there was a little bit of rain. And when I first moved out here, they said it was like, I moved out here in December of 2016. And that was like the worst winter that LA has had in decades or whatever. And it was like a little bit of rain. And I was like, yo, y'all are crazy. This is the best winter I've had in my entire life, bro. Like, because every winter I had before that, I spent either in Chicago or in Tehran. So LA weather is nothing, okay? But it's nice. I don't have to like, I still out of habit have like a jacket and a sweater and an umbrella in my car.
I'm the same way. It's hard to get rid of those Midwest habits.
It's hard, right? But I never ever use that shit.
So what is the temperature in an LA winter? Are we talking like 60s, 50s?
Yeah.
If that
50s at night. 50s at night.
Yeah. Like
50s at night, I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's a Chicago spring, like it's stupid.
That's nothing. Oh my God.
It's so stupid. Like the LA weather is such a joke. But what's funny is like whenever we do get any quote unquote weather, when it rains a little bit, actually it's 60s and day if lucky. If it rains a little bit in LA, shit just starts to crumble.
Nobody can drive.
Yeah, these houses were not built for rain, like nothing was.
There's like little landslides happening and shit. You're like, man, they built stuff in the hills, and the hills are just like, what? It's like this is just a little bit of rain. Yeah.
Totally built it on.
The problem is we have no sewers, so it's just everything collects.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I miss it. The weather in like Chicago and stuff. But last time I don't know if it was the last time I was there. One of the last times I was there, I showed up and it was late spring, early summer, and the weather was nice. It was a lovely day. And then all of a sudden it was torrential downpour. And that lasted for like 5 minutes and it was a lovely day again. And then there was like 10 minutes of torrential downpour and then it was a lovely day again.
Sounds about right.
And I was like, oh yeah, this is weather. I forgot,
Yeah.
But,
to answer your question, I sent the unmute to everybody if you wanted to unmute yourselves, if you wanted to speak. If you don't want to, that's also perfectly fine. No worries.
Yeah. So if you want to jump in, if you want to be like, hey, Monnie's stupid and this is why, then, we welcome it.
Yep.
Word.
I mean, a lot of us already know the answer to that question, but hey.
Yeah, drugs.
Too much sex, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Hey, listen, when you combine sex and drugs and you're humping a pill bottle.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. Hold
on. Wait, that's a good thing. Hold on.
We have to reevaluate the psychology of this whole thing before we give bad advice to people.
So, okay, so I'm going to officially end the interview here. Monnie and Scott and Ian, gentlemen, all thank you very much for today. Greatly appreciate it. I'll keep the call going. Anyone who wants to hang out and chat and visit, you're more than welcome to stick around at this point. But gentlemen, before we do end it officially, if any of you, if there's anything, I'll start with you, Ian. Is there anything last minute that you'd like to plug, mention that's coming up or whatnot?
Sure. Well, Monnie is also going to have, we haven't figured out who he's going to be yet, but he's going to have a small role in the feature film that the Pasadonuts are producing called A More Perfect Union. It's a film we're making that advocates for ending mass surveillance, passing universal health care, and increasing representation for LGBTQ people in polyamorous relationships. Monnie's helped a little bit with producing it. It was mostly remote because it was during quarantine, and we're going to get him into the cast somewhere once we've attached some of our bigger names. And yeah, people can find out more about that on our website, amoreperfectunion.ptnt.com. And if they want to contribute, it's all 100% tax deductible. So give us your money instead of Uncle Sam, because Uncle Sam is evil.
Yes.
Fantastic.
A More Perfect Union, by the way, is an incredible project. And it's something that came together through quarantine. And Ian and Blaze, like they put this whole thing together, and Ian's a writer, okay? Like he's not just some dude that writes, like he literally has a novel that's published and shit, and he's got other shit that's just in the back burner, and he writes like sketches and shorts or whatever, blah, blah, like, and it's just good. It's just real. And he's like one of the smartest motherfuckers I've ever spoken to, dude. Like that's the thing about Ian, is like when he's talking about like, it's meant to these are important issues, like we have like issues with our media, major fucking issues. So there's no real independent media sources, and then there's no like real freedom, and you know what I mean? Like, so when he covers these topics, like he goes in and he makes it like real. And that's what this movie is. It's like, it's showing you like how these things are affecting people. And like, I don't know, man, I'm just digging it. I love just being a part of this stuff. It's cool. I'm excited for More Perfect. I'm really excited for it. Woo! No, we did a short a while ago too. I don't know what's going on with it now.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy who's wrapping up its festival run, and we will eventually be able to put it out online, but we have a couple more festivals that we're giving exclusivity to. But we've won some awards. Monnie plays the best man in that, and crushes it as always. And that's like this piece about, it's all about a friend of mine, George Weiner, who's been in the business for 40 years, and he's the rabbi at a wedding, and the whole wedding starts to unravel because people keep recognizing him from different shows and films he's been, but nobody remembers his name, and so they just keep leaning over and whispering to each other, he's that guy from what's that thing, he's the one, he does this, he does that, and George just starts throwing out one-liners and sharing stories from the past, and it's kind of absurd, but it's really fun, and I'm excited to eventually be able to release it. We didn't get to go to any of the festivals we got into because of COVID, but you know, it was really fun to make.
Yeah,
and Monnie helped produce that as well.
Word, yeah, and I don't know if you recognize the name George Weiner, but if you look him up, like, you'll know his face. He was in Spaceballs. He was in like everything, you know. He's done every TV show. Yeah,
like Desperate Housewives,
he
Two
plays
and a Half Men.
Like any movie.
I can't name his whole resume because it's just like so many well-known shows and films.
Any movie or TV show from like the 70s, 80s, 90s that was looking to cast a rabbi, a lawyer, an accountant, you know, like,
or a doctor,
or a doctor, or you know, like, he was definitely on the list of people that would be cast in that role, you know. So like, you've seen him so much, and the fact that like we got, like, Ian knows him, you know, and that we got him to do this, I was just like, no, dude, he's right there. This is George Weiner. Like, it was just really, he was such a cool dude, man. It was great.
Yeah. Wow,
and he fantastic. Was so chill on set, whereas I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Like, we have 8 hours to shoot this. Like, I was stressing everybody out, and he was just cracking jokes, relaxing everybody.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, court.
Scott, anything you wanted to mention coming out, or we pretty much
covered
everything for you too?
I think in a week, once we finish Mia, then I'll be able to have something to talk about. But until then, just trying to keep my head on straight.
Well, Scotty and Aaron within our group, they've got their own dedicated horror group called Gore Ghouls.
I love it.
Where that is specifically what they do, is just horror stuff. So if you would like to, when you guys are ready to start announcing Mia or whatnot, I'm sure they would more than happy to chat with you guys about that.
Oh, sign me up. Love to. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, I will talk to them about it in the next week or two. Give them a heads up. I'm sure they will be thrilled to chat with you guys about that. No question. Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you kindly.
Yeah.
I think Ian's being murdered right now.
Looks like it. Yeah. Either that or running around. We haven't decided yet. Yeah. But yeah, no, they're both massive. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and allow participation. Everyone can unmute themselves. I'm just going to mute you for the moment, Ian. So you can unmute yourself when you're done there. Yeah, no, they're massive horror fans. They love doing that stuff. Awesome. Have you guys seen the movie Terrifier by any chance?
No.
Terrifier has the guy Arch the Clown. I think we lost Scott again. I think he's going to drop. Anyway, if you get the chance, horror movie Terrifier with Art the Clown, played by David Howard Thornton. We actually got to interview him a couple of months back. Nicest freaking guy in the world. Nice. And Terrifier is apparently like one of the goriest movies in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they hang a woman upside down by her legs and cut her straight down the middle.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I haven't seen it. I'm probably not going to see it, but David himself is so freaking funny and talented and hilarious. He is, in my opinion, and I think he should become officially it, the next Mel Blanc. His ability to do impressions and voices is unparalleled from what I've heard in the last couple of years.
Wow. That's incredible.
So, yeah. I'm sure Scott will be back on in a moment here. You did lose him.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, I just looked it up. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're both Scotty and Aaron are both big horror fans. They'd love to chat with you about Mia or anything else you got coming for that matter too. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anything else last minute? Yeah. Anything else last minute you've got coming up, Monnie, that you wanted to mention? Or I think we covered everything that you wanted to mention.
Man, I feel like there's a lot in the works, a lot on the back burner. What's coming up recently? What's coming up soon? God damn it. I never remember.
And to put it out there, if you guys in the future want to have an interview with announcing something, talking about anything coming up, hit me up. I mean, Monnie and Scott know how to get a hold of me easily enough. Let me know. We'd love to do more interviews and whatnot. These are, again, we're doing these just for fun, but if there's ways we can get more stuff out there for people and whatnot, we'll do it in a heartbeat. So
as long as my internet stays more stable, I'll be there.
Well, if you're gonna get picky about it, Scott, yes, true.
Yeah. Come on, clean it up, Scott. What the
I appreciate that. Thank you, Charlie. Much obliged.
Oh, absolutely, my pleasure. I'm glad to abuse the friendships. but I'm really glad to help you guys out and pay it forward and whatnot and do whatever I can to give you guys the assistance there too. So yeah.
I love it.
Anything else you think of, Monty, or not really at the moment?
You know, there's always stuff. I'd say, you know, follow me on Instagram at Monnie Aleahmad. And I try to keep it updated with stuff that's going on and coming out or whatever. I do my best. Yeah, but I don't know, like there's always little things going on. There's a bunch of stuff I'm editing. There's stuff I'm writing with Clayton, who's down at the bottom right now. Where that is in the writing phase. Where I'm going to be directing a short that we're working on. And then there's just, I couldn't even tell you. Like, I feel like every other weekend I'm wrapping something and I never know when it's going to come out or what's going to happen with it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So
no.
Yeah.
When we do post this to YouTube, and probably in about 2 weeks or so, give or take, everything we've been talking about, where I have links to like your website, Instagram, the movies and whatnot, I'll throw that in the description for the YouTube as well. Perfect. And I'll let you know when I've got the link on YouTube. I'll shoot that over to you so you have it and you can share it and pass it along, do whatever you want with that as well too. So yeah. Perfect.
Oh, you know what? If somebody wants to just like fuck around on the internet and watch some stupid YouTube videos, y'all should check out DMN Films. We made a bunch of stupid ass like short films. That's the film group that me, Derek, and you know, Scott was a part of, and like, you know, a bunch of people used to just make a bunch of shorts and sketches and stuff. But DMN Films has got a lot of ridiculous things in there that I think you might enjoy.
Definitely. I gotta revisit that. It's been a while.
I know. It's been quite a while. Yeah, word. I think that's, wait, let me see if there's anything. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know what else I should talk about.
Well, maybe we'll just save it for the next interview then. So
yeah, no, it's good.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Yeah. So like I said, I'll end the recording here, but then we'll go ahead and hang out as long as you guys want. So again, gentlemen, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you for being had.
Oh.
Cool. All right, guys. Have a great day, Mr. Tongue. Bye.